Good morning, student. This is 8th class. Student, here we will discuss chapter number 4, Tribal Societies and the Colonial States. Forests are vast repositories of natural resources, also offer shelter to many people who we can call Adivasis. Several tribal communities have been living in the forest of the thousands of years. Tribal lifestyle in the 19th century. In 19th century, tribal groups who lived in numerous isolated pockets across the Indian subcontinent adopted different strategies of subsistence. They enjoyed customary rights over the forest products on which they depended. You can see some pictures of the tribal group people. These are the tribal communities people in the first picture also and in the second picture also. Yes. Now we will see some tribal groups. First is hunter and gatherers. The hunter and gatherers, many tribes were nomadic hunter-gatherers for whom forests were very dispensable for survival. Among the hunting-gathering tribes, the Khonds of Odisha were the most populous. They accessed the forest to hunt meat and collect the fruits and roots. They extracted cooking oil from the seeds of sal tree, ate mahua flower, or used it to make alcohol, also supplied kusum flower to the weavers to color the cloths. Now, second, pastoralist. Pastoralist, some tribal groups were the pastoralists and lived in the hunting and rearing animals activities. They moved according to the season and availability of the pastures. These included one Gujar of Punjab Hills, Lambadi of Andhra Pradesh, Gaddi of Kullu, and Bakkarwal of Kashmir. Now we will see labor and agriculture worker and shifting agriculture. Labor and agriculture worker, when the forest supplies shrank, some tribal groups started to working as a laborers. They worked in the field of tribal agriculture or the settled zamindars. They undertook work in the factories and mines. Now we will see some features of shifting agriculture. Many tribes practiced agriculture but did not settle down and continued moving from one place to another place. They practiced a special type of cultivation which is called jhoom or shifting cultivation. The shifting cultivation is known in the different areas with the different names like the Penda, Podu, Khandad and many other names also. In Sudan agriculture also it is known, and the slash or burn agriculture it is known. Clear? Now some other features of the cultivation. Many tribes practiced agriculture but they are not settled down. They continued moving from one place to another place. Jhoom was practiced on the small patches of land, mostly in the remote forest areas. The cultivators cut the trees' tops to allow sunlight to reach the ground. They burned with the vegetation of the land to clear it for the cultivation. The ash, which contained potash, was used to fertilize the soil. Trees were cut and soil was prepared to cultivate. Then the seeds scattered in it. They moved one place to another place after taking the crops. Now, settled agriculturists. Some tribals settled down themselves as an agriculturist. such as the Munda of Chota Nagpur Plateau, begin settling down instead of moving one place to another. They cultivate crops to meet their food requirement after living on a particular tract of the land. For years, they gradually acquired right of ownership. Now we will see the impact of colonial administration on the tribal lives. Before the colonial rule, the tribal societies had lived in a relative isolation. With the expansion of colonial rule in Indian subcontinent, greater changes came about in the life of the tribal communities. The colonialism resulted in the encroachment of the forest land by the British and also had an adverse effect on the political and economic and the social life of the tribals. Now we will see the political impact or the administration of the tribal areas. The British wanted to bring tribal areas under their complete control. However, they also know the danger of exposing them to the mainstream of the society. The tribal chiefs were allowed to enjoy their traditional rights nominally under the strict British supervision. The tribal chiefs, not cheats, chiefs, functions and powers changed completely. They lost their administrative and authority powers. Now, some economic impact. The land settlement. The British were against the Jhum system. Jhum notice. Jhum, Jhum, Jhum system of cultivation. They found it hard to control the tribals who were constantly on the moving. To ensure easy control as well as a regular source of revenue, they harassed the tribal people. The tribal groups, especially in the northeast, resisted their policy of British. Now we will see the commercialization of agriculture. The British introduced commercial agriculture to get raw material for their industrial requirement in England. The practice of plantation agriculture, under which cash crops such as jute, indigo, rubber and tea were produced. The system of cash economy. What was the system of cash economy? The colonial authorities brought an end to the barter economy of the tribal societies. Barter economy, because of the tribal people change their things with the things which they need. So this was called the barter system, in which we can change the things with the things. Clear? So they wanted to, British wanted to end this barter system of the tribal societies and introduced a caste economy. It was followed by an infection of the merchant or the middleman. Infection is not, infects. The middleman. Money lenders coming into the tribal areas when the land began to be used for the cultivation of the crops. The people of the tribal communities called them Dikus. Means the outsiders were called Dikus. They were Dikus to the tribal people, who were the traders, outsiders, Europeans, or the merchants, or the money lenders, or the zamindars. Clear? Now, the British forest laws. The British realized the importance of the timber. Which was very expensive. It was obtained from trees such as the sal tree, teak tree, and they are found in the forest. So the British extended their control over all the forest in the Some forests which produced commercially valuable timber such as Deodar and sal tree were declared reserved forest. No one was allowed to access these forests or the reserved zone. Other forests were classified as the protected forest. In these forests, only limited customary rights were given to the tribal people. The British restricted the freedom of the tribal people to move in and out of the forest freely and curbed their rights over the forest produce or the product. They were forced to move to other areas to earn a living. Thank you. Have a nice day, student, and we will meet in the next video.